and the oppressed, and in between are the coward and the hypocrites. Which are you?
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
Good morning and welcome to Atlantic Television Network. This is Open Air on Atlantic Television Network. Open Air is the network's flagship political platform through which trending political news, events and stories are discussed with stakeholders. Through these conversations, ATN uses political talks about specific issues, party system and actor to explore hope and engender positive impact to the society. Today on Open Air, we'll look at the stories. First, Rivers crisis. Obono Oblast slams Attorney General, accuses him of grandstanding. On Ondo State, PDP, APC bicker over campaign venue. And then on to Ogun State, gunmen kill councillorship candidates. On Plateau State, APC rejects local government polls, slams Plasiek. And Senate declares local government election democracy blunder. On PDP, INEC court bars NEC, Board of Trustee from sacking Damagum. And on politics, PDP leaders move to save parties. Still on politics, Matawale tackles Amechi over comments. We are open for advert placements, bookings and commercials. You can connect with us on all our ATN socials, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, and on Twitter, Atlantic TV Net. Watch us live on our website, www.atlanticnetwork.tv. We will go on a short break. When we come back, we'll delve right into the show. Do not go away.
Representing people. Mr. President, my people are on the sea.
On this place, economic stability and confidence.
To conduct this act, I thought that critical needs of this minister and the president.
Give us access to our money in account.
As always said, there are two sets of people, the oppressors and the oppressed, and in between are the coward and the hypocrites. Which are you?
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians believe now is not about the government. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
From the lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all the sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economic, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
Representing people. Mr. President, my people are on the sea.
On this place, economic stability and confidence. To conduct this act, I thought that critical needs of this minister and the president.
Give us access to our money in account.
As always said, there are two sets of people, the oppressors and the oppressed, and in between are the coward and the hypocrites. Which are you?
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians believe now is not about the government. Who can come and salvage us from where we are? Representing people. Mr. President, my people are on the sea.
On this place, economic stability and confidence. To conduct this act, I thought that critical needs of this minister and the president.
Give us access to our money in account.
have tough to challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians believe now is not about the government. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
Representing people, Mr. President, my people are...
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Joining me on Open Air this morning is Chief Luckyman Egila. Chief Luckyman is the spokesman, African Democratic Congress, ADC, Rivers State. Good morning and welcome to Open Air.
Good morning. Thank you for having me again.
And also joining me on Open Air is Ugochukwu Ifanichukwu, a political analyst. So good morning, Ugochukwu, and welcome to Open Air.
Good morning, Laurentia. Good morning, Lucky Man. Good morning, Rivers people, Nigerians, and thank God it's a Sunday. And today we are not going to be stressed out in talking about the welfare of Nigeria and Rivers State. And good thing, Laurentia, I'm sitting with a party man. And if I may quickly ask, sir, I don't know how the elections in Rivers State went. If your party participated and how the whole process and
why are you preempting him?
No, I want
no,
to ask him so
don't ask Ifani, you're not the moderator.
So that he can let me know how he felt and how his party participated.
Hopefully we'll still
we'll still
delve into that.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But we'll go on a short break. When we come back, we'll look at Obono Obla taking a swipe at the Attorney General of Rivers State. Do not go away.
Under place, economic stability and confidence. To condemn this act, I thought that we get the news of this minister and the president.
Give us access to our money we put in the account. I've always said there are two sets of people, the oppressors and the oppressed, and in between are the coward and the hypocrites. Which I am.
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians believe now is not about the government. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
Representing people, Mr. President, my people are on the sea.
Under place, economic stability and confidence. To condemn this act, I thought that we get the news of this minister and the president.
Give us access to our money we put in the account. I've always said there are two sets of people, the oppressors and the oppressed, and in between are the coward and the hypocrites. Which I am.
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians believe now is not about the government. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
Representing people, Mr. President, my people are on the sea.
Under place, economic stability and confidence. To condemn this act, I thought that we get the news of this minister and the president.
Give us access to our money we put in the account. I've always said there are two sets of people, the oppressors and the oppressed, and in between are the coward and the hypocrites. Which I am.
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians believe now is not about the government. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
Representing people, Mr. President, my people are on the sea.
Under place, economic stability and confidence. To condemn this act, I thought that we get the news of this minister and the president.
Give us access to our money we put in the account. I've always said there are two sets of people, the oppressors and the oppressed, and in between are the coward and the hypocrites. Which I am.
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians believe now is not about the government. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
Representing people, Mr. President, my people are on the sea.
Under place, economic stability and confidence. To condemn this act, I thought that we get the news of this minister and the president.
Give us access to our money we put in the account.
how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians believe now is not about the government. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
Representing people. Mr. President, my people are on the sea.
I will place economic stability and confidence. To condemn this act, I thought that critical to needs of this minister and the deputy.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Obono Obla, a former special assistant to former President Buhari on prosecution and ex-chairman of the disbanded Special Presidential Investigation Panel for the Recovery of Public Property, has reacted to the Attorney General of Rivers State's comments on the appeal court judgment of October 10. Recall that the State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Israel Dagogo Iboroma, SAN, stated that the recent Court of Appeal judgment in Abuja did not reinstate the Martin Amehule-led faction of the State House of Assembly, dismissing claims that they remain members of the Assembly. In a statement issued on Thursday by the State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Israel Dagogo Iboroma, SAN, the government insisted that Amehule and 26 other lawmakers had automatically vacated their seats upon their defection from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressive Congress on December 11, 2023. According to Iboroma, this defection triggered Section 109, subsection 1G of the 1999 Constitution, which mandates that lawmakers who switch political parties lose their seats. The Attorney General further explained that the case at the Federal High Court and the subsequent appeal concerned the 2023 Appropriation Bill and the National Assembly's intervention in Rivers State's legislative functions, not the status of the defected lawmakers. Obono Obla, in reaction to Rivers State Attorney General's statement, said, "I am amazed that the learned Attorney General of Rivers State would react to the judgment of the Court of Appeal with such unseriousness. He's merely grandstanding, and the sooner he faces the reality squarely, the better for him." The Court of Appeal has directed that Governor Similaye Fubara represents the Rivers State 2024 Appropriation Bill, known as the Budget, to the Rivers State House of Assembly under Speaker Martin Amehule. It is clear as a crystal ball that the Court of Appeal has recognized Martin Amehule as the Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly. The learned Attorney General, as a senior legal practitioner and chief legal officer, is a minister in the Temple of Justice. Therefore, he should not let petty politics cloud his vision. We were taught in law school in professional ethics that as a lawyer, you are obligated to always follow the path of the law, even if a legal point is against the interest of your client. Let me start with you, Lucky Man Egila. What do you have to say to this, first of all, the appeal court judgment and the statement of the Attorney General of Rivers State and the reaction of Obono Obla? What do you have to say of that?
Well, the appeal court has given their judgment as regards Rivers State. No one should begin to fight it except if the Rivers State government feels they want to appeal it. They have the right to appeal, but as far as I'm concerned, there is a judgment, and that judgment should be, it should be upheld. As it concerns the Attorney General of Rivers State, Dagogo Iboroma, who has made one or two comments, I think no one is a fool anymore. A court of competent jurisdiction has handed down the judgment recognizing Martin Amehule as the Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly. The government should obey it and represent that budget. The only problem there is that the so-called budget is already being implemented as of now. So, there are certain things, certain acts that, even if the budget is being represented, certain things that cannot be undone anymore. Because in that budget contains projects that implementation are ongoing, some that have been completed, and so on. So, you cannot run against this thing. We are talking about 2025 budget. And the court is handing down the judgment that the 2024 budget should be presented. Sometimes I begin to wonder, also, sincerely speaking, if our judges in this country do not undergo certain statutory trainings. Because when you want to hand down the judgment, for Christ's sake, you should know that a budget was presented, whether rightly or wrongly, and that budget is being implemented already. This is October, we are almost in November, the year is almost over, and you're asking that the budget that is supposed to be implemented this year be represented. I don't know if the judges of the appeal court actually want the state to begin to retrogress, or they are expecting the state to progress. So there are issues there. So in delivering certain judgments, our judges and this, they should also look at the reality. That is why they are there. Everything cannot be the law verbatim, but look at the practicality of the judgment you're handing down also matters. So I think the judgment has been handed down. I, for one, will say, okay, obey this judgment. If you want to appeal, it's within your rights to appeal. But the fact still remains that this judgment in its entirety, for it to be implemented 100%, I doubt it.
All right. If I may ask, Chief Luckyman, you would agree with me that the appeal court merely affirmed an earlier judgment that was given by Justice Omotosho January of this year, 22nd of January this year. And the budget in question is a full cycle budget, which means it is expected to kick off in January.
Yes.
Now, when you look at it, when the judgment initially was given, it was still at the very
early implementation
stage of the 2024 budget.
I understand.
The governor refused to represent that budget.
Because he went to appeal.
Hold on. The governor recently went to appeal. That judgment in the first instance, and what did the appeal court, one of the things appeal court told the governor was that you cannot appropriate and reprobate at the same time. The governor, the Rivers State government had written or submitted their counter affidavit. But in face of the presidential intervention, they withdrew their own counter affidavit. They withdrew their own defense, and in their defense they had also met some very serious allegations against the Martin Amehule led House of Assembly, but they withdrew it, and by that singular action they waived their right over that matter.
Well, if this is politics and we're on air, I will say this for free. Sincerely, very, it's wrong for a man who claims that, oh, this person is oppressing me, and there is an intervention. Say, okay, let us make peace. And part of the conditions for making peace was, you withdraw your case, you withdraw your case, let us come and mediate. And me, that is perceived to be the troublemaker, went ahead and withdrew my case, and you refused to withdraw your own. So the fact that you failed to withdraw your case shows that you are actually the troublemaker. Now, forget about all those things. All those things are come and gone. The judgment was handed down by Justice Omotosho. I understand. But in as much as the government, whether it took them 3 months or 4 months or 5 months to appeal, the fact is that they have appealed and they still got the same judgment that, look, go and represent.
Now, I am bringing up this matter because you are blaming faulting the appeal court's judgment.
I am faulting it on grounds that, look, Mr. Governor or Rivers State government, you have appealed this judgment. This is our judgment. However, we also know that this is what played. Now, what played out there is this. Fubara knew that he was not going to present that budget again to the Martin Amehule-led team, but he did something. In as much as I know that even if I go to the appeal court, I might still lose in the appeal. But let me buy time for myself. So by the time I buy the time, and the matter eventually goes to the appeal court will hand down their judgment, of course, which I know will not be in my favor. Time has elapsed. If you're asking me to present that budget now in October, when will the implementation start? That is where I come in to say, in senior clients, in more civilized clients, the judges will say, look, while we are upholding the judgment that is about, we all know that this thing is not practicable again because of the time that has passed.
In senior client, to be candid with you, what is applicable here will be law, and implementation of law is without sentiments. to be candid. The law does not consider the emotions you're bringing into this.
The law
does not consider the sentiments you're bringing into this. What the law knows was that a judgment was given in January, and you willingly held that judgment in contempt, in utter disdain.
I have a right to appeal
hold
judgment within 90 days.
Hold on. In utter disdain. And you will still recall that the Martin Samehule-led House of Assembly had written to the governor after that judgment
to represent that
budget. The governor answered with further disdain. His response was that we are already making plans for 2025 budgets. That was what he said. In response to that, Martin Samehule again wrote another letter. You would recall that I think part of when they wrote the first letter, that was when the Rivers State the Rivers State government ran to get ex parte order to bar the governor, the Attorney General of the state, the clerk of the house from receiving any letters, correspondences, and impeachment notice from the Martin Samehule-led House of Assembly. So the governor knew all these things. So when you're making a case from the angle of the appeal court upholding that judgment much later in the year, one would wonder the governor had months to implement that particular judgment and was called upon severally to implement that particular judgment. One would say that the governor held the court judgment in contempt. You also recall the latest judgment by Justice Peter Lifu of Federal High Court with respect to Rivers State House of Assembly, Rivers State local government elections, the order of the court and the judgment of the court. The governor came out on national television and said it was a fraudulent judgment. When statements and actions like this are made against the judiciary, what does that tell you? And the governor still goes ahead to do what is in his mind. A judgment was given. So coming out now, Chief Luckyman, to say,
sorry. Let me clear something.
It is too late to present the budget.
Yes, let me say this.
The judgment was given in January.
So let me say this, and I'll say it for free. Listen, this is the law and politics. Fubra is using everything he knows politically to undermine the law. The law is also trying to say, this is the position of the law, this must be done. Now, a judgment was handed down in January. He has the right to appeal. I don't know when they filed the notice of appeal.
Which he did, and the judgment has come.
I don't know when they filed the notice for appeal now. That appeal process from that January, the moment you appeal a judgment, it means you are not bound by that judgment. You can, yes, of course, we are in court, the judgment is there, and I've appealed that judgment, which means I don't agree to the terms of that judgment. That's why I am appealing. So while I have appealed that judgment, Rivers State cannot wait for the appeal judgment to come out before we start developing our states. We cannot wait because 27 people
and now
that have defected from their political parties, that has also other cases in court that we are still battling with in that entire political scenario. We should wait for them because we want to satisfy 27 persons as against the entire wishes of Rivers people.
Right.
It's not done anyway. I'm so sorry. But this is another thing. Now, let's talk about the judiciary. The judiciary, for now in Nigeria, their hands are soiled neck deep into politics. And I think the moment they need to begin to look at themselves and purge themselves of all the accusations. A group came out the other day and was actually accusing the Chief Justice of Abuja in High Court Division, Justice Lifo, Justice Ali Mosho. These are judges that they said any case concerning Rivers State is always in their docket. And I'm beginning to ask, why is it that all Rivers matters fall within the docket of these particular judges that are being accused? The NJC and the Chief Justice of the Federation need to begin to do something about it, because some of the judgments that are being handed down needs to actually be scrutinized.
All right.
to ensure that these judgments were handed down following the laws of the land clearly.
All right. However, a judgment has been given and the governor is mandated.
And I said he should obey the law.
You said the governor should obey the law and at the same time you're faulting the judgment. But then let me come to you, Ugochukwu. What do you have to say to all this drama going on and the statement of Obono Obla in reaction to the Attorney General of Rivers State?
I don't know why the praise singers of the governor and those who are so sympathetic and sentimental to his pursuit will not be mentioning the appeal court judges, because you remember the same fate Lifo and Omotosho is offering now is what Justice Inyang Ebo and the other justice, there are two of them who were accused during the Buhari era that people go to their courts to purchase judgments. You know, it is hard time Nigerians begin to look at the letters of cases instituted and they are how they have effect with the constitution of the country, or the acts that are that has instituted such ministries or parastatals, just like what happened in Rivers State during the last local government elections. You know, many people there were accusations or counter accusations about what INEC should do and whether ISEC has recourse to INEC and all that. But they have their legs in the Constitution and also in the Electoral Act. So why I'm saying this is that because of what Lukman said, because Lokima was making allusion to purchasing of court judgments, when it favors you, it is no longer purchased. But when it goes contrary to what you expect, it becomes a case of that you have an interest. You have an interest. I mean, this is not the time to begin to do blame and counter blame. But what I want to say in this regard is that this case did not start today. And I think the governor and his handlers will be paying some of us money for giving them free counseling. You know that on this show and in Open Conversation and the Sunday Open Air, we have been calling on the governor, pointing out the judgment of Omotosho that legitimized and legalized the person of Martin Samuel as the Speaker of the Rivers State House Assembly.
Was never vacated.
We have been, nobody vacated it, and the governor now appealed when he, just like what happened there, Laurentia, you remember that on last Sunday I sat here and I said that the election that I held in Rivers State was an event, and an election that there was no institution of a tribunal. One day or after we left the show, we had the governor saying that that they are going to constitute the tribunal that will look at the fallout and the misgivings that people might have felt during that charade that they called an election. So they listen to us. They know that we are here, we are not blabbing, and we are following the intricacies and what is going on in Rivers State. And we say it the way it is, without recourse to whose us is God. Because I don't know Fubara, I don't know Mate Samehule. We say it with the lines of the law and the trajectory of what we are looking at. So this particular appeal court judgment now, if Lucky Man and other people has no listened to the relics of the law and all the judgments given, the appeal court also stated that all the exercises that the state high courts did were in futility. You wouldn't have been here contesting that Mate Samuel is defected or not. He said that all both the state high court that legitimized the speakership of the now chief of staff to the governor, Edison here, and the one Okojombo went to sort. The appeal court clearly, I heard that the governor have appealed it.
to the Supreme Court. Before this Thursday appeal court judgment came, there was another appeal court judgment that said that all the exercises that were done, litigations and all the cases that were taken to state high courts, we are effort in futility. So how will you now have the locus to contest the authenticity of the Martin Samehule speakership? That one alone could give anybody, even if you are not a law student, will give you a line to which that all these court orders, all these court judgments that have turned out in favor of the governor and his camp in Rivers State were effort in futility. What did that leave us? That leaves us that Martin Samehule and his brothers are still authentic members of the State House of Assembly. And that is where Justice Omotosho, in his wisdom, who knew that all these cases that were thrown to the State High Court, in 22nd of January this year, he gave a judgment that Martin Samehule represent the budget to Martin Samehule. We are talking about whether the budget is being expended or the activities of the budget has started. That is another leg of the issue. But presentation of the budget is an academic exercise. It's an academic exercise. Even if the governor has come in, even if the governor...
Hold on, Chief Lokiman.
No, because this thing, I'm so sorry, but there are issues that need to be cleared up because... Now, this is it. First and foremost, I applauded the judgment of the appeal court. And I said, Fobara should obey that is it. But I did not at any point in time assert that people were buying judgments from my point is this. Yes, my point is this. Why is it that every case concerning Rivers State goes to the docket, this thing of Justice Alimosho, Justice of the High Court? Abuja has lots and lots of judges.
All right, right now,
saying is, if there is no hanky-panky in the judicial system, let other eyes also see these things and say, oh, what Alimosho is saying and what Lifu is saying is in line with this. All we are saying is they should recuse themselves when certain matters of Rivers State come.
But gentlemen, I really do not want us to delve into that because that is entirely a different topic of conversation.
No, but Rivers
State politics has so many branches and so many issues and complexities.
But there are also state high judges that governor runs to.
If we are to bring all that,
of course, he runs and sometimes his own. Witte is there, Wale is there, Justice Wale is there, Justice Witte is there. Why is it always from their own point of view?
If their hands are also neck deep in politics, they should also, please, they should know.
But if
we want this, the law should be as it looks.
Chief Lokiman, we are not delving into the judges.
No, I didn't dive into them.
Of both the high courts and the states and the federal. We are not delving into how certain judges are always recurrent when it comes to issues of Rivers State. That is not the topic of conversation at all. We are discussing Obono Oblast's reaction.
But the judgment they gave is what brought
this reaction is coming from appeal court judgment, not just Lifu's judgment.
Yeah, of course.
So you're marrying, you're going to House Zebedi to bring an issue and bring into Mrs. Ada's house. Let us focus on Mrs. Ada's house.
Larisha, moving forward, you know that that is why in the law in itself is very wise. And it invigilates all these accusations and counter accusations, because when you go from the lower court, you go to the higher courts and also look at it, because you will not say that if those accusations are anything to go by, then what of the superior courts that also have the time to look at it in a broader perspective? Because we have seen in Nigeria where somebody goes to the tribunal, wins at the appeal court, and at the end of the day, the Supreme Court overturns the judgment. So we should not be having that. That's why I started by saying, let us disabuse our minds from all these bias and sentiments. That is why I went up to that. But in the reaction to what Obla has said it all, the only thing that the Chief Justice of Rivers State will do is to listen to what I have said. Let him reflect on the first appeal court judgment that Martin Samehule appealed, and they gave their judgment that all the exercises of the cases that the state government took to the state high courts were exercised in futility. So if he had understood this, I don't think he will have the locus to start puncturing this judgment that have been given by the appeal court. If you understand this very clearly, because when these issues were arranging, there was a mediation by the president. The president also made the provision for that particular, because our people, the Igbo adage says that where you are seeking for a medicine that will cure an illness in the eyes, you do not add pepper. The president knew clearly that issue of budget that was presented behind Martin Samehule and his brothers was also a pointer to a crisis. That is why in his wisdom he said represent the budget and they represent the names of the commissioners. And if you also blaming the Martin Samehule camp for not withdrawing their own, this is politics. Pure politics, because
it's politics when it favors you.
No, wait. Let me listen to what I'm going to say.
When it does not.
Understand what I'm going to say.
Hold on.
Understand what I'm going to say.
No, I gave you your time. You have your time. You have your time.
No, understand what I'm going to say. I say that in that intervention of Mr. President, the 8-point agenda, it was mentioned that the budget should be represented, the commissioner's nominee should be represented, and the impeachment notice withdrawn. These were the key factors. And in that,
all cases in court withdrawn.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm coming to that. But I'm coming to that now. All cases in court withdrawn. But listen now. That there is a reason to why I didn't mention it. That's where I'm coming. So the governor sent the names of the commissioner nominees to be rescreened and represented to him. But this is politics. That is where I was before you interjected. In politics, all of them are politicians. They knew their game. Politics is an interest-driven game. There is, to an extent, you can trust your opponent. That is where I'm coming, Chief. Martin Samehule and the governor, everybody is now suspicious of the other. What happened? They might have envisaged that the governor will strike them at a place. When that opportunity was given for them to go and withdraw the case, if they have done this case, what locus will they have to be fighting the governor? If they have withdrawn that case, because the governor now did not represent the budget, from where you have they gotten him, the juggler, to come and answer the question of not representing the budget?
Can I respond?
Do you understand what I'm saying now?
I understand what you're coming from now. Like you said, and I am not a member of the People Democratic Party.
But this is politics.
Yes,
we are talking politics.
But now let me be very, very fair with you and sincere with you. The president intervened.
Okay.
Mr. A do this. Mr. B do this. I started implementing what the president said. I expected you, after I've taken the first step, to also take a first step.
But they took first step by withdrawing the impeachment notice.
No, hold on.
They did.
You said
they did. Withdraw the impeachment notice.
I took the first step. You said represent this thing. The commissioner nominees, I represented them. They came back. You withdraw your impeachment notice. I withdraw my case. That's step 2. I was hoping you withdraw your case also. You did not. I looked at you. So, these guys.
So are you saying it was a step-by-step thing?
Definitely, and that is politics for you.
Okay. So you are not aligning with me.
The moment I do and you fail to do,
but Chief, are you aligning with me now?
Definitely. Now, that's how I was saying. When it suits them, it's politics. Now, all I can tell you is this: you see this battle that's going on in River State. It's far from being over for now. Because everyone feels that they can tweak the law in this aspect, tweak the law in this aspect, tweak the law. Now, in as much as I don't support whatever position that the Attorney General of Rivers State has, he is also a learned counsel.
All right.
There must be something he is seeing that is giving him that, mindset to say it's just this and that.
Hold on. What the Attorney General of Rivers State did was to give his own interpretation of the appeal court judgment, which he also did in the last appeal court judgment. He also came out to give his own interpretation of the appeal court judgment in a manner that favors the government.
The government.
And not black and white, as it has been said.
Not what has been said. Now, one thing you should also know is that in as much as we have the Attorney General, the government has other legal luminaries that are there. So coming out to say his own opinion does not actually mean that they don't know what they are doing.
He spoke in his capacity as Attorney General, so he was speaking for Rivers State government.
Now, all I know is a lot of politics is going on.
All right.
And whatever they are doing, no matter the policy they are playing, these politics should not in any way, already is affecting the development of the state, but should not in any way affect the continuous development of the state, because Rivers State needs to continue to go further. Now, when it comes to the local government election that you call a charade, my party partook in that election. In subsequent local government elections, we have also partaken. Just as I call all of them, both this one and the subsequent ones, they were all charades.
And the previous ones?
Yes, the previous ones. They were all charades. You know why? If an electoral empire is open and very, very sincere, and they're doing the right thing, it will be very, very impossible for one political party to win all the seats in every local government. Of course,
because you have your strongholds.
Actually, one political party won one local government.
Yes, one local government, and there are other councillors.
Four councillors.
Four councillors.
Yes.
But that has not actually happened in Rivers State before. It has been all through PDP, all through PDP, all through PDP. So if I want to grade the elections, even though we say maybe they might have faulted one in one area or the other, to an extent, if I give others 0, I might just give them 1.
But you can't be charade at the same time.
It's still a failure. A failure is a failure. To be very, very sincere with you. My point is this. I am a politician. But in whatever manner of politics we are playing in Rivers State, it should not affect the development of Rivers State. Rivers people elected those that are elected today into offices because they feel that they can represent them and the conscience of Rivers State wherever they are. So whatever politics that is being played between Nyesom Wike and Sim Fubara today is affecting Rivers people. So they should stop.
Interestingly, somebody also has to, because he's now talking about development in Rivers State, and I've always asked the question on my show, and fair enough, Chief Luckyman is coming out to make the same observations. But then, Chief Luckyman, one would wonder, in FCT, development is going on.
No one is fighting it.
Development is going on in FCT.
No one is fighting Nyesom Wike in FCT.
You said?
No one is fighting Nyesom Wike in FCT.
Don't say that.
You recall the series of protests. You recall even the Kingibe saga is still on. Issues are still on. And hold on, the distraction is still the same. Because in fact, there are two camps. Hold on, you should learn not to interject. There are two camps fighting in Rivers State. Like it or yes, monies are being expended to sustain the foot soldiers.
Okay.
Money is meant for development. It's being channeled into, well, things we cannot explain. Openly, the governor has made strong, heavy donations to the tunes of hundreds of millions that are not captured in the state budget.
It didn't start from him.
Hold on. I can go on and on and on. I have asked questions around 13% derivation fund.
All right.
One project I can honestly speak about with regards to Governor Sim Fubara that I have seen is the Obogoro Road.
The ring road, the Port Harcourt ring road.
I'm not speaking of the Port Harcourt ring road. That Port Harcourt ring road is it started with years on Wike. I am talking about start to finish project. I am not talking about inherited projects.
All right.
I mean start to finish projects. When Amechi became the governor,
You're talking about the
hold on. When Amechi became the governor of Rivers State, there were starts to finish projects of Governor Amechi. Nobody can take that away from him. Like him or hate him.
Of course.
Amechi worked in Rivers State, and Rivers people can link so and so to him.
All right.
When Wike became the governor of Rivers State, there were starts to finish projects of Governor Wike when he was the governor of Rivers State. Now, I am talking of starts to finish projects of Governor Sim Fubara, because you have spoken that to a large extent, governance is being affected. And nobody can take that away. You understand? And that's why I'm saying, if governance is being affected, and you have also said, from the look of things, you're a politician, you know some things that are you're private to certain information that I may not be private to, and you're saying from the look of things, this crisis is far from over. You would agree with me that from next year, it's political year, election year. Election year kicks off. So governance basically is 2 years, and then 2 years campaign. What is left? Exactly. What is left? You recall that when the governor was also inaugurating, when he was celebrating his 1 year in office, I quote the governor said, this is 3 months in office. During his 1 year in office, he was saying it's 3 months in office. And I can state on good authority, because I still have the document of the inauguration, list of inaugurations, commissions, flag offs, and all that the governor did. Most of the projects that were commissioned in celebration of his 1 year in office was completion projects. Now, I am asking, start to finish, because as it stands, Chief Luckyman, governance is being affected, and regardless of the crisis going on, the federal government at no point withheld FAC allocation from entering Rivers State. So monies are coming in. Question is, where are the monies going to?
Good.
Very quickly before we move into another story.
Good.
I'm asking you because you're a politician.
Yes, I will definitely answer. You know, I have made statements concerning this before now. Now, government is continuity. That Wike awarded maybe a contract before he left office. The contract did not kickstart while he was in office. That ring road started when Fubara got into office. So I will not give credit to Wike, because Fubara is the one running the project as of today. And let us not forget that monies were borrowed to kickstart, to pay for that this contract, which Fubara is the one. It is Fubara's admission that is paying off those monies.
Did he also inherit assets as well?
Definitely.
So every government inherits liabilities.
So that's why I'm saying, when you want to say this project started in Wike's government, I don't want to look at that. You started the project, you couldn't finish it. I am here. I have finished. If I decide to abandon that project, the state is still underdeveloped. The fact that I am working to complete this project, because I feel that, let's not forget one thing.
When you say abandon a project, you can talk of abandoning a project that was not paid for. Payments have been made with regards to that, unless he would say he will use his power as a governor to divert.
Payments were not 100%.
But were payments made?
Please, let's see.
Hold on, were payments made? No, so how do you abandon a project that the contractor has been paid to start?
I stated it. I said loans were collected to pay for projects that was not even 100% payment. Now, this project started in Fubara Sim's time, and the money that was used to pay for those projects were Rivers people's money, because you borrowed those monies in Rivers. Sorry, let me just.
The question is start to finish.
Let me come here. I'm coming. Now, I don't hear something that you said. That I don't want to. We can't give Wike credit for the Port Harcourt ring road, because he did not start it. He has the vision for it. He paid the money. He borrowed money to say, okay, let us kickstart. But the project did not start until he waited for Fubara to come in and officially kickstart that project. So Fubara started that project, sorry.
Please, no, allow him. No, please, allow him.
It's on consolidation. That's what I'm saying. So he consolidated on whatever Wike was doing. Now, the fact that we are in office and the project was started before, not completed, monies have been spent already, but not completed. If I abandon it, if I don't continue with this project, it becomes a waste of Rivers resources. So he has continued. I think we should also give him accolade credit for completing the projects of his predecessor. That he did not just ignore any of them, just not like the monorail. The monorail that
the monorail that was heavily criticized by Rivers people.
White Elephant projects that they could not.
Rivers people collectively, most Rivers persons.
Of course.
They said the project, that monorail, had no economic value.
It has not, and you know,
it has no economic value. So are you also blaming?
Rotimi even wanted to demolish Hotel Presidential because of monorail. You know, so that is it. Now,
all right.
Fubara, the development of River State is slow-paced. To be very, very sincere with you, that's why I say the ongoing battle between the FCT minister and Fubara is affecting Rivers people. The Okania road that you mentioned is one of the...
Obogoro Okania, yes.
Yes, it's one of the start
to
finish
projects
yes.
that is doing. But it's still very slow though.
No, it's fast now. I went there, I drove my car on that road.
It's still very slow.
No, it gave them 6 months. It gave them 6 months to conclude.
Past 6 months. Yes, I can tell you for free. In fact, the area that they had graded, not finished.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know the names that the official names they called those things. There are potholes beginning to come up again because, I mean, for some reason, they have not done anything for a while. But as yesterday, I noticed it's like they want to start again. So it's actually quite slow. I think
they left the left side because of the rains. It's only Julius Berger in this country that when they walk, I don't know how they do it, even though it's raining. They were walking during the rains as well. But they pulled out at a point in time.
Yes, they did. That's why I said it's slow.
And they are back now. So I think they are going to conclude it very soon. And I also know that there were other projects lots of projects that Yesowike started that were not completed. And he just felt that, let me complete this project. Let's not forget one thing, that at the point in time he went in office and kickstarted those projects to start this battle. Fubara hit the ground running immediately he got into office to ensure that this project started. Before these fights came. So when the fight started, he could not stop.
All right. All right. Ifeanyi Chukwu, what do you have to say before we move to the next
story?
What
I want to say that I want to call the attention of Rivers people and Nigerians on the 2 judgments that have been turned out by the appeal court, and also draw it to the ears of the Attorney General of Rivers State.
This is speaking like a PDP man now.
That let it be known that statements have been made, judgments have been turned out, and I know that appeals have been lodged. Let the government of Rivers State brace up to welcome the final judgment of the Supreme Court, and in the language of the lead judge that delivered the court judgment from appeal court on Thursday, he said that the governor has committed constitutional misconduct. And there are also letters that and correspondence that the Martin Samuel Hule speakership has already written to the governor, reminding him of the actions that he has taken that constitutes gross misconduct. Why I'm saying this, for those who are sympathetic and those who are biased, that the governor is tying himself with a rope that he might not be able to lose at the end of the day. It is wise for the governor. Many people have been calling on the governor that it is running to a dead end, that the only window open to you is to go for reconciliation. The governor still have a lifetime. He still have a lifeline. The governorship candidate of APC in the last governorship election, the person of Pastor Toyekul, has called on few individuals in Rivers State, and the last one, he said that they should invite the wife of the former president, then Patient Jonathan, for intervention. So I only hope that the camp of the governor will see the handwriting on the wall as it is now, so that to avert the crisis, because once the Supreme Court makes a judgment, that is the end of it. And whatever it comes with in Rivers State, let people know it that
those calls have been calling, and the governor has refused to adhere to the call of wisdom, to hearken to the call of taking it when there is still yet time. So I call on the governor, I call on his camp to know that from the time they started their litigation in the wrong form by going to the state courts, that they missed it. That is where they lost it. And that time loss cannot be regained, because these cases has gone far and the handwritings are very clearly written on the wall. I'm calling on the governor to take this window of opportunity to go and make peace and have a political reconciliation and solution to avert the Hadaino that may come. That's
right.
my appeal.
Plateau State chapter of the All Progressive Congress has rejected the outcome of the October 9 local government election in the state, describing it as not concluded. The party said it would adopt any legal avenue to seek a redress. The party chided the conduct of the Plateau State Independent Electoral Commission during the exercise and stressed that the ruling People's Democratic Party failed to use the opportunity to test its popularity ahead of the 2027 elections. Addressing journalists at the weekend in Jos, the party's chairman, Rufus Bature, alongside some of the chairmanship candidates, also faulted the governor, Caleb Moftwang, for swearing in Plasek declared winners. According to Bature, we wish to express our concerns over the conduct of the just concluded local government elections. We in the APC described the exercise as ill-fated because it was the day the people of Plateau State were denied opportunities to select their leaders in their local government councils by the Plasek in concert with the PDP-led government and other anti-democratic forces. It is a fact that election materials, particularly ballot papers, were grossly inadequate, as polling units, mostly those perceived as APC strongholds, were deliberately given 10% to 20% of what was required. In those earmarked areas, result sheets were not provided at all. Probably disturbed by the people's resilience, Plasek officials, particularly returning officers, absconded without waiting to collect the results as stipulated by law. The elections were more or less a referendum which indicated the position of the people as far as the Moftwang administration is concerned. We want to make it abundantly clear that the APC rejects in its entirety the non-conclusion of elections because results were not collated and announced at the designated areas as provided for by the law. As far as the APC is concerned, the actions of Plasek and the decision of the governor to swear in the PDP's chairmanship candidates as the elected chairman is a misnomer and imposition typical of the government. APC will use all available channels to seek redress. Let me also appeal to our supporters to remain peaceful while we continue the struggle. Ugochukwu, what do you have to say to this story?
This is Nigeria, and why I busted into laughter is this. APC is crying wolves where there is none, because this is a state affair. They have no powers, they have no constitutional backing or any backings of the law to declare an election conducted by Plasek inconclusive. Hence, Plasek didn't pronounce it so. They should lick their wounds, and also Plateau State APC should also look at other states where their own governor, where their states are at the helms of affairs. If they don't have any example, I give them Imo State as an example. Let them go and ask Hopos or them. And I don't know
whether some of them don't follow the national news. They could have heard when Tony Okocha made a statement that results were written before even the election in the government house. So if you know what goes on, I am very thankful that I'm seated with a party man and also a player in the field who is not only just a party member but a party functionary. So we throw more light on that. So I don't know why people begin to hit their head about all those things. Which they know is a tradition. So for me, they have no loopholes to even mention inconclusivity. And I can also say if Mufang in his magnanimity has instituted a judicial commission, let them go to court, and who is also going to adjudicate is also the people that will be appointed by a PDP-led government. So you find out that it is effort in futility. Let them, when Lalong was the governor, they also did the same thing, and the PDP was also asked to go to hell. So I monitored their politics when Lalong was there, and the PDP were fighting. It's also Lalong that brought their downfall, why they lost the state. Also how the former governor of Plateau State, who brought his son-in-law to vie for governorship under PDP, made PDP to move the state to APC. So this is how the game are. So right. They should. This is not something they should be coming to the national state to cry.
All right, Chief Lokiman, you said that you are a politician and a stakeholder of the ADC. So you are actually participant in these issues. So what do you have to say to this?
He has said it all. Actually, the local government elections are state elections, and it has been a norm. I said it earlier on in one of my statements that every political party that comes into power in the states, the winner takes it all. So before now, even in Rivers State, that has been the trend. The APC in Plateau State that is complaining, it had also had that same trend ongoing before power shifted hands, and the PDP is now on seat and in power and everything. So they should, they should go to court. That's just
right.
Oh yes, they should go to court, because in Rivers State the same thing. The Tune Kosha complained the same thing. People were complaining. They should go to court.
All right.
That is just it.
Go to court. Okay, that's the statement politicians usually make.
No, our president said it.
Okay, go to court. All right.
You don't like it, go to
Of
court.
course, the president said that when he was addressing Rivers State crisis. And then, still on local government elections, Senate on Thursday in Abuja strongly condemned the recent local government elections conducted in many states for chairmen and councillors, describing them as sham and rape of democracy. It consequently vowed to do the needful about the charade for survival of democracy in Nigeria through required constitution amendments. Condemnation of local government elections by the Senate followed a motion sponsored by the minority leader of the Senate, Senator Abba Moro, PDP Benue South, on local government election conducted in Benue State last Saturday, which he described as a sham. Seconding the motion, Senator Emmanuel Udende, APC Benue Northeast, said although he is a member of the All Progressive Congress, he can't support what is wrong, adding, "This is not a party matter. There was no election in Benue State." Another APC senator from the state, Titus Zam, Benue Northwest, strongly supported the motion by condemning the election in its entirety. There were no elections across the 23 local government areas in the state last Saturday. What took place as election at the government house was a charade and heinous political crime, he said. In his contribution, the deputy president of the Senate, Senator Barau Jibrin, described the whole local government elections as a national calamity. He said, "It is known to everyone that the best bedrock of every democracy is the right of the people to elect their leaders in a free and fair election. But the sad commentary is that we don't get anything like free and fair elections in our local governments. Across party lines, it is known to everyone, even a child knows this. This fact is known to everyone. The so-called elections are held at local government councils. People don't go out to vote any longer. Results are announced and you will not see anybody on the street on election day. Nobody goes out to the polling area because the results are already written, sometimes a week before the election. So we all know, Mr. President, that this is a national and democratic calamity. I don't know what those people who fought to bring about democracy in this country are feeling now. I know they are sad. So it's incumbent upon us to correct what is going on in the name of local government elections. We need to stand up. We said clearly on Wednesday that we must look at our constitution and make sure we correct those provisions that will allow an independent body to conduct the election or allow INEC to conduct the election. We must amend the law and everybody must come on board. Nigerians are tired of this mess. As long as we want democracy to remain in local councils, this abnormal attack on democracy must stop. In his remarks, the president of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, said the Senate and by extension the National Assembly need to reposition the local government as a third tier of government through required constitution amendment. We commend the Supreme Court of Nigeria for the ruling that the funds of local government should go directly to local governments. But then, we on our part in the National Assembly must take the next step to ensure that the decision that has been so far given by the Supreme Court becomes alive by critically addressing the issue of local government elections being conducted across the country without credibility and sanctity of the electoral process, Akpabio said. Now, I'll come to you first, Chief Luckyman Egila. But interestingly, it's worthy of note that Supreme Court gave its judgment in July. Now we are in October, and the National Assembly is still contemplating on amending the Constitution. I mean, this was a statement they've been making since. You recall the speed with which the National Assembly passed the national anthem, the new national anthem. I mean, I can go on and mention the speed, you know, which certain laws were amended and were approved and all that. Why is it that when it comes to things that boils down to the right of the masses, that can of course change the course and trajectory of things politically, the National Assembly, I mean, we are hearing more of a back than a bite. But what do you make of this story? And then, would you say in your own words, because I mean, you're a politician, you understand the body language of the National Assembly, and they have come out to say this yet again, I mean, for the umpteenth time. What do you make of this story and also the statement by National Assembly?
Well, first and foremost, some members of the National Assembly are complaining that the local government elections are a charade. They were considering if INEC is going to conduct, if they are going to empower INEC to conduct the local government elections or to set up other bodies, that, which means they are going to disband all the state electoral commissions. Yes, withdrawing their powers and giving it to another body. They also complained that the elections were not free and fair. Why? I have lots of questions to ask. The elections that brought them themselves into power, were these elections free and fair in the first instance? INEC has been accused and re-accused consistently. The fact that INEC favors them, INEC becomes a very good institution in their eyes. So, and most of them, them that are complaining, they are all APC members. I wonder why other members in the Senate are not.
And the election in Benue State was by APC.
Yes.
So, I mean, what do you think is going on?
Probably. You
think the governor is at variance with the National Assembly caucus?
Members. Yes, probably, because most of them might have lost touch with their local governments or with the grassroots, and they feel that the governor is doing something different. But that is just it. Sincerely speaking, we all know that the Senate plays politics around a lot of things when they are supposed to be an unbiased umpire, ensuring that the laws of the land are there to guide and protect Nigerians. But here they are talking about, there is nothing they have said here that favors the ordinary masses in the street. It's just all about them, how they are going to protect. Giving these powers to INEC to conduct elections, it goes the same way. The winner takes it all. It means every state, every local government is going to, even though the state is, the governor is from, is a PDP governor, the local governments will be all APC chairmen. That is how it will go. Because we know what INEC can do. And the president will come out and say, go to court if you don't like it. So, sincerely speaking, what RESEC and every other state electoral umpire needs are enabling laws or close monitoring. There should be laws guiding them, ensuring that they do the right thing. That is what I think. We need to think out of the box. How are we going to make this?
But they are going to be funded by the states. Is it not he that pays the piper that dictates the tune?
No, sincerely speaking, I beg to differ with that particular statement, because that the fact that you're using state resources to fund a state institution does not mean that you should decide for that institution on what they should do.
Who appoints the chairman of CX?
The governor.
Who pays the salaries of CX?
It doesn't change anything. All I'm saying is this.
It doesn't change anything. What is playing out in local government elections across the states?
That is what I am saying. That is what we are saying now. The fact that the governor is using state resources to take care of these state institutions does not mean that these institutions should not do the right thing that they are mandated to do. For Christ's sake, if elections are conducted all across local governments, I know that this candidate is a popular candidate and has won elections, that candidate should be sworn in. The fact that result sheets will not be there while this maybe at the polling units where elections are conducted is wrong. So we should look at these things and begin to look for ways to address these issues. Sometime on this show I said something. I said Nigeria needs to begin to think about electronic voting.
However, you still maintain that CX should be retained. However, their activities should be closely regulated.
Yes.
And that was why I brought in the influence of the state governments on CX. I will ask you another question. Can the governor hire and fire the CX chairman and staff? Can the governor hire and fire?
Yes, he can. It depends.
You have the answer is in your answer. So now, now on to you. What do you have to say about the National Assembly and what they said about local government elections?
Well, the last question you asked, Chief, I think the research chairman is nominated and sent to the House of
Assembly for approval.
And again, before you sack him, there must be a 2/3. I think so. I think before you sack the research chairman, it's also through the act of law from the State Assembly.
Yeah.
Yeah. The governor cannot.
That can
only suspend.
If they want to remove, they use the system of suspending on is it terminal leave or there's something.
That is what they do. That's
yes,
why I said yes. That's why my yes was not really
Which
strong.
means at the end of the day,
He's gone. He's still out.
the governor can actually remove a CX chairman. There are lacunas.
Yes.
No, there are lacunas
Yes, of
that can be exploited.
Yes.
That's on one.
Removal.
Yes,
Yes.
that's on one hand.
Yes.
On the other
You're right.
hand, now you talked about the state houses of assembly will have to go to the governor has to go through the state. Now the second question. Most state houses of assembly are not. Are they not in bed with the executive? Probably, I think probably it's just Rivers State House of Assembly right now that is at variance. That is at variance with the governor of Rivers State, and that is why every single misstep of the governor is being
blown out of proportion.
It's not necessarily blown out of proportion. The House of Assembly will write to the governor to tell the governor, this is constitutional infraction. But that's what it is. And in an ideal society, actually, they should not even be in bed. So that's why I said, can the governor fire or hire? Because in a situation where the state houses of assembly and the governor have a very cordial working relationship, just like the Senate president had promised the president that whatever bills he brings to the house will be passed. Now, in that instance, if that is playing out in states, it means that the governor, at his whim,
of course,
can fire and hire CX chairman.
At will.
So now,
So
what do you have to say to that?
What Nance is saying is they shouldn't even make this thing a public statement, because this is, in my own words, very shameful of them, because most of them in the Senate, that is their retirement home after them being governors. They have been governors in their states. That's the way I'm looking there, from the area and angle I'm looking at it.
Okay.
They have served, most of them served 8 years, most of them served 4 years, later went back and completed the other 4 years, and have been in the Senate. You know, so they know how it works in the local governments. They will not say that they don't know. And why has this suddenly become an anathema in Nigeria? Everybody is crying, local government, local. Is it because of what is going on in Rivers State that they suddenly woke up? Or is it that most of them in the Senate, or most of them that are kingmakers, or what you call in the political language, godfathers, have fallen out with their godsons? They have no say in what happens in their states, as rightly captured by what they said about Benue State. Those in Plateau State and even River State should even be thanking God, because they even saw papers, and they even saw some percentage of papers given to them. We know that if you are playing politics as what it is, you know the places that you know your opponents have a stronghold. Look at what happened in Anambra when Ifeanyi Oba was alive. He won with APP because he is a grassroots person with an unknown political party in Anambra State. He won to be a Senate. He won the first time, won the second time. So even if in the Nigerian political space, there is, to a sense, they say Southeast is PDP base. This place is APC base. When there was CPC, Muhammadu Buhari had his own base as little as CPC. So if election is done for what elections are known for, the person that is seated with me here, Lucky Man, is a politician. He knows that there is no way one political party will have strong base in all the local governments. It is not. That means it is no longer politics, because the more the merrier. That is why they call it politics. The more the merrier. Look at the mixture of National House of Assembly that we thought that Nigerians would have benefited from there. But what happened? Look at Ugochine now, who is from PDP. But if you go to the house, do you hear him talking as an opposition leader? But what he does is that all of them are aligning on the same bed with APC, because they have given them Jeep, 150 million or 60 million. The president came back and asked them to buy jet for him, because he has played ball for them. They also played ball for him. Look at passage of the National Assembly that has no iota of
National Assembly
in national anthem.
All right.
That has no iota of the development in the Nigerian sector of today. It was passed seamlessly. All the laws they passed is the things that has no base for the Nigerian citizens. Okay, what the National Assembly is saying today, if they give it to INEC or the local government electoral commission that they are proposing, is it not now that the governor will be competing with those in the National Assembly to appoint local government chairmen? It will bring a lot of infraction and crisis within the state, because the minister in Abuja will have his candidates, especially from his local government. Look at what happened to Akpabio when they are giving him. He was having a banter with Oshomole. Then the Senate leader said, or the Senate vice president said, how did you manage to win your own local government when a PDP carried the whole state? This is what we see, because he is in good terms with Governor Emo Eno. He decided to give him that one on compensation basis. But Akpabio knows in his heart of hearts that given how elections are conducted in the local government, he will not even have smelled. Even his own local government is where they will take him out first to shame him that he has no political value in local government. But because he is in the same bed with Governor Eno, he was given that respect. So what is happening is we should go to the constitution and reject the constitution and make it more viable, that the governor will not single-handedly have overbearing influence on RISEC.
Right.
And on the judgment of the Supreme Court concerning the local government allocation, if they want to get it right, no matter how you do it, Laurentia, this is politics and this is Nigeria. No matter if PDP wins half of the state, we have seen people win with other parties. When they get to the House of Assembly or National House of Assembly, they defect. They defect to the more larger political parties,
right,
and forget where they. So even if you come to state and use INEC to conduct election, the governor will have overbearing influence on the chairman that they may cross carpet. Their arms will be twisted to cross carpet to the party of the ruling governor. So no matter how they do it, I don't see it solving the problem of how the governors have overbearing influence or who becomes the local government chairman.
All right.
The only thing they have to do is that if the National Assembly could make a law or where they have a commission or an agency that oversees the payment of the local government officials. Look at what is happening in Anambra State now, where I told you this thing few weeks ago that the governors will find a way of dipping their hands in the monies that are accrued to the local government.
Definitely.
Where they will bring a centralized project and ask them to pay counterpart funding.
Definitely.
They know how they do those things. So those in the National Assembly and the comment from those of them who have become governors before and know how those things are done. What of those people who have even run with SOLAT and local government critical committee? Those people now, they are even giving us a sense that they are calling for local government election. Those people that are seated in the House of Assembly, in the Senate, that never conducted one local government election, even the one they call Sherad, did they do it? But they always make sure that they pocketed the local governments in their purview and are giving them handouts. So it is not going to solve the problem as I envisage.
All right. Leaders, governors, and founding fathers of People's Democratic Party on Friday scrambled to save the party from factionalization as two groups claim its leadership. But the party's Governors Forum and its Board of Trustees emphasized on Friday that there was no faction within its fold. The leadership crisis rocking the party worsened with a gale of suspensions announced on Friday by two factions within the party's National Working Committee. A faction had suspended the acting national chairman of the party, Umar Damagum, and the party's national secretary, Samuel Ayamu, from office for alleged disloyalty to the party and announced Ahmed Yayari from Gombe State as Damagum's replacement. Another faction of the National Working Committee, aligned with Damagum, also announced the suspension of the National Legal Advisor, Kamaldeen Ajibade, and the National Publicity Secretary, Debo Ologunagba, for alleged disloyalty to the party. Meanwhile, chairman of the party's Governors Forum, who is also the governor of Bauchi State, Senator Bala Mohammed Abdulkader, while receiving Damagum on Friday at the Government House, Bauchi, declared that there was no faction in the party. Damagum-led PDP chairman from 6 northeastern states on a visit to Governor Bala Mohammed. Bala Mohammed is believed to be leading a force within the party determined to oust Damagum, while some other governors led by Governor Sheyi Makinde of Oyo State are backing the embattled party chairman. Governor Bala Mohammed emerged from the closed-door meeting with Damagum and maintained that the party remained intact and capable of addressing its internal crisis. Bala Mohammed gave the assurance that the party would deepen stock holdings and collaboration to address every issue in the party. He described as perceptions, allegations of party disloyalty leveled against Damagum and a reported plan to remove him, Governor Mohammed, as chairman of the party's Governors Forum, saying these are just manifestations because of body language. Governor Mohammed expressed gratitude for the visit, reaffirming his commitment to supporting the PDP and its leadership. He pledged the forum's continuous backing of the party's National Working Committee and its efforts to move the party forward. Let me start with you first, Chief Lucky man, Gila. You are a party man. In fact, you are an officer of a party. What do you make? I am sure you understand the undertones of this movement, particularly the visit of Damagum to Bala Mohammed in Bauchi State.
Definitely.
What do you make of this whole scenario?
Well, let me tell you something. This is called party politics playing out. Every party has its own internal wranglings, especially at the highest level, where some party members will feel that, look, I'm not being carried along enough, or look, we have given you concession to this level. We expect you to also give us concession to this level because we put you there. And we expect there were agreements that you are not keeping to anymore. We want you to. It's either you retrace your step and begin to play by the rules, or we edge you out. That's what is playing out in PDP. A lot of things are going on. Most of these things are not unconnected to the actions and inactions of the FCT minister, who is at the center of all these issues, definitely. But to be very, very sincere with you, I am not a PDP member, but I know one thing for sure, that they are going to come back stronger. Because I believe that the visit was not just a visit. The visit was just...
It was a strong political move.
To mend fences, to ensure that, look, this is what is actually going on. The way probably you're seeing it is from this particular prism. Please look at this from this particular prism also. So that is just it. The statement made by Bala Mohammed is actually a political statement. If I was the one who was paid such delegation. So that's the statement I'm going to make, you know. But it's then politics that he has come out to say there is no faction does not actually mean that PDP is not factionalized. The party is
but now
factionalized.
with Bala Mohammed now mending fences with Damagum, that means that, you know, the factionalization, first of all, the crack started showing in the PDP's governors forum.
Yeah.
Now, Sheyi Makinde and 5 other governors, I think, are backing Damagum. Now, with Bala Mohammed being the chairman of PDP's governors forum, now mending fences with Damagum. Naturally, the person...
So Damagum is the one mending fences.
Yes. Whichever way,
yes,
fences
with Bala Mohammed. He needs him.
Hold on.
That is the reason
now,
why he went.
What it means is this. To a large extent, PDP Governors Forum is now backing Umar Damagum, which means that invariably, the persons on the side of Bala Mohammed will naturally also give their support to Umar Damagum.
Well, like I said, they are political statements.
All right.
Bala Mohammed has made a very strong political statement, and I believe that statement is an assignment that Damagum and his camp are taking home. There are certain do's and don'ts embedded in that particular political statement.
And of course, you know, he talks about his office as the chairman of PDP's Governors Forum being threatened. So probably concessions or compromise must have been addressed at that point in time. Yes, a lot.
And let's also know that there are moves to replace him, Damagum himself, and he knows that some of these moves are not moves that he can actually fight. Because whether he likes it or not, the governors will come together, the NWC will come together, and at the end of the day, they will say, look, because of ABCD, you have to go. You're still a party man, but this is it. Damagum needs a soft landing so that when he's no longer in office, the person that will come into office will ensure that he still protect his interests. He wants to remain relevant and listen in that political party. That is the major thing. PDP is fighting for its soul presently, and I think they are
going to come out stronger.
They are going to come out stronger. They are getting it right so far.
All right. Ifeanyi, what do you have to say to this?
I see all this faction that came out of PDP now as a distraction. They want to make a statement because, you know, there have been a lot of clamor, there have been a lot of sentiment hovering around the Damagum chairmanship stool, and he's unyielding with his camp. Instead, he's making gains But what really shocked his opponents now is the fact that Sheyi Makinde and the Governor Fintri of Adamawa State, who happens to be the governor of Atiku Abubakar, and the governor of Plateau State, have now pinched tent with Nyesom Wike. That's a huge statement for the governor of Atiku to decamp from the camp that Hidetobi is supporting his own godfather, his political bigweight. So that is a very strong statement that Nyesom Wike's camp sent to them, and since then they have not been very comfortable, and they threw their weight behind Damagu, because to have gone to Nyesom Wike or to have gone to Damagu is a support for Nyesom Wike and Damagu. So since after that particular statement before the Edo State elections, the faction of Bala Mohammed, who has been championing the ousting of Damagu, has not been sleeping. And what did they do? And remember that since after the elections, Dabo Ologunaba has not been in the good pages of Nyesom Wike has not been in his good pages, and Anyanwu and Damagu has not been his best of friends. But to recall that when election took place in Imo State, Anyanwu did not relinquish that office. He later came back to occupy that office, and the publicity secretary of PDP have not been very comfortable with it. So, and given that Damagun is not coming from the geopolitical zone that should be the rightful occupant of that position, they have gone to the North Central, is also giving them a sleepless night. How Damagun has, continued to be there till today beats their imagination. And on another flip, Bala Mohammed has no other option than to align with Damagu, because there is also a court injunction barring them from, restraining them from sacking Damagu until their substantive election is held in 2025. So it is neither here nor there. A call for Damagu to realign with him, for he has seen the clear picture that he has already lost out, because for him, as a person who prides himself as the chairman of PDP Governors Forum, and there have been a major crack, it is also a slap on his own person. He cannot pride himself as somebody who is leading a united front when it comes to the committee of other political parties. So he has to, take an initiative. And if you listen to the comment he made, he said that he's working with he didn't mention the neck. He was very careful. He mentioned the NWC, and this NWC and BOT has been in the forefront of Damagu's fall. And remember, there is also another leg to what I read yesterday, that Isaac Fayoshe has also declared himself the PDP interim chairman, has begun to suspend people. So there will be counter suspension, and so which Isaac now
Fayoshe.
Yes, Isaac Fayoshe. And for the
you're seeing Isaac Fayoshe as a major stakeholder.
No. What I'm saying is that hence he said there is a window and
that,
a window
that you can bring in Isaac Fayoshe as
a joker now.
In
that
sense,
factionalization now, because now he's seeing it as there is another faction that has come up, and he himself is trying to now be the superior one that we counterbalance everything.
Probably
so this is
Isaac Fayoshe could be who appointed him chairman.
No, that is what I'm saying.
So let's just say you could say he in this instance Isaac Fayoshe trying to in Nigerian parlance catch cruise.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm brought in.
The embroglio
of course
in PDP.
Of course.
Right.
Nobody's taking him serious. But I just say that hence there is a wind of factionization. You understand? And then he now came in and said, I'm this and that. But there's a pointer to which what he said, the statement he made. I've been here calling on PDP that who is afraid of calling out an Atiku and his camp. And that is what this particular young man, Isaac Fayoshe, have done. He mentioned Atiku to be suspended. Why is it only because I've listened to Lucky Man always talking about FCT, Minister FCT. There is the bigger problem in the house is the crisis that erupted with the antics that was played by Ayochi Ayo, the Tambowal and Atiku Abubakar.
Why would you want to go back? Why would you want to go back to that? I am not a PDP. No, I am not a PDP.
That is the issue.
I am not a. Listen, I am not a PDP.
That is the issue that is
very
with
you. Whatever politics that played out between these three people was them politics. I expected Jason Wike. I was even mad at him at that point in time. I'll be very, very sincere with you. I expected Jason Wike to be smarter, super smarter. He's very, very smart, but probably he did not consider what was coming to him. The fact that he forgot that when it comes to politics, the North will always be the North.
Of course.
And you are bedfellows with key players in the North. And you held their promises 100%, hook, line, and sinker. And you went to the elections, and right there in between the elections, they played the cards that they did not show you. You never, yes, that you did that. They kept that card hidden. And right there, you saw the card. Yes, Wike has not recovered from that betrayal till date. He's still angry. And let me also let you know something. That card might still be used on him again, because I expect him to re-strategize. Look at these people, and no matter what he's doing with them now, say, oh, last time this card was played, oh, am I sure there are no other cards? These people yes, these people are here with me now. They are singing my praises. I'm here. I am winning now.
All right.
Why would Atiku's governor suddenly
Align with him?
Align with me, pitch tent with me? What is he looking for?
Good question.
Why is Atiku not talking? Why is he just relaxed?
And why nobody's mentioning his
yes,
name?
feeling very comfortable. I'm telling you that it is. But like I said, people will come out strong at the end of the day.
Right.
No, they always have the way the internal mechanism structure is, and I trust it that at the end of the day they will emerge stronger, because the other faction is dead on arrival. With this move that Damago has made,
the move is highly political. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
the move is highly political. I see. I'm the spokesman of my party at the state level, and whatever plays at the state level is similar to what is playing out at the national level. So let me tell you something. That move is highly political. Do you know the conditions that might have been given to even the Damago himself? Damago is fighting for his survival. Whatever he's doing now, I have begged you. Okay, you said, okay, I'm giving you this condition. Okay, please, but can you join me to go and beg this person? Okay, I'm going with you. Forget about those that are going there with him. When they get inside, what they discuss inside, the media will never report.
That's a fact. Now, thank you so much, gentlemen. Sadly, we are out of time.
I understand.
We are out of time because, I mean, this has a lot, even this political move has a lot of implication in Rivers State politics.
Definitely.
And we didn't have time.
Of course,
we would have looked at, you know, this issue, this
how the song will change.
This current development in PDP at the national level and link it to Rivers State, and because, I mean, Rivers State...
Because the synergy between Fubara and Bala Mohammed, how is he going to go out?
So then we are out of time. Probably we'll still discuss
Bala Mohammed and Jason Wike himself. Because they are telling me you are a former PDP governor. You brought this man, he's a PDP governor, and you want to kill him. We're not going to allow you to do that one. Okay, you have to leave this one.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming on Open Conversation.
Thank
you, Lucky Man, and thank you, Coach. It's always a pleasure having you. And this is where we wrap it up on this episode of Open Air. We are open for advert placements, bookings, and commercials. You can connect with us on all our ATN socials. Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network. Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1. And on Twitter, Atlantic TV Net. Watch us live on our website, www.atlanticnetwork.tv. Do not forget, peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thank you for watching. I am Ogu Laurentia. See you same time tomorrow. Bye for now.
Representing people. Mr. President, my people are on the sea.
I will place economic stability and confidence. Your propagandists are top of critical beliefs of this minister and the
I've always said there are two sets of people. And in between are the coward and the hypocrites. Which I
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians need now is not about the government. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
From the lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all the sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economic, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happening